Hello, I'm Sharjin Mirza and today I'll be doing a presentation on Mount Fuji. So let's go start exploring the Great Mountain. On the Japanese island of Honshu in the Chubu region stands Mount Fuji, also referred to as Fuji-san. With a height of 3,776.24 meters, it is the tallest mountain in Japan. Geographically, Mount Fuji is situated 62 miles southwest of Tokyo. Straddling the Yamanashi and Shizuoka prefecture borders, its precise location is 35.3606 north and 138.7274 west. Millions of people visit Mount Fuji every year, which is a major tourist destination and a part of the Fuji-Hakone-Izu National Park. In recognition of its importance to the Japanese people on a cultural and spiritual level, it is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Mount Fugaku. Being a stratovolcano commonly referred as a composite volcano, Mount Fuji is composed of numerous layers of ash, lava, and other substances. Three tectonic plates, the Pacific Plate, the Philippine Plate, and the Eurasian Plate, intersect at the mountain's location. Since Mount Fuji has not erupted for more than 3 centuries, it is referred to as a dormant volcano. In 1707 to 1708, when it last saw a significant eruption, a new crater was created, and the surrounding lands were damaged by the ash and lava that were released. The region around Mount Fuji has a humid subtropical climate which features hot summers and chilly winters. At higher heights, the mountain itself receives even lower temperatures and the peak is frequently covered with snow and ice. The effects of Mount Fuji on the environment and economy are substantial. Many indigenous species of plants and animals, as well as a vast variety of other species, call the mountain and its surrounding home. Moreover, the area is a significant agricultural sector, producing commodities including tea, fruit, and vegetables. In addition, Mount Fuji is a well-liked tourism site that boasts a regional economy by bringing in millions of visitors annually. In terms of religion, Mount Fuji is revered as a representation of Japan and its way of life. Both Shintoism and Buddhism see it as a sacred location, and throughout history, it has served as the inspiration for several works of art and literature. Historical context. Mount Fuji is estimated to be between 100,000 and 300,000 years old, with the current peak having been formed around 8,000 years ago. The most significant eruption of the mountain, which has a long history of eruptions, took place between 1707 and 1708. Mount Fuji has always held cultural and religious significance. The mountain was revered as a destination of devotion in the Japanese indigenous religion of Shintoism because it was thought to be home of a god or goddess. The mountain also began to be connected with Buddhism in the 7th century, and the area around it saw the construction of numerous temples. Mount Fuji has featured in various works of art and literature throughout Japanese history, including paintings, poems, and songs. Pilgrims who would climb the mountain as part of the spiritual practice have also made it a well-liked destination. Mount Fuji became a popular subject for ukiyo-e, a form of woodblock print that portrayed scenes from ordinary life. During the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, these images contributed to the mountain's cultural icon status and its image as a representation of Japan. Geologic hazards. Volcanic ash. During eruptions, Mount Fuji can produce significant quantities of volcanic ash which the wind can carry and spread to far locations. Ash can interrupt infrastructure and cause respiratory issues, crop loss, and transportation concerns. A substantial amount of ash was produced during Mount Fuji's 1707 to 1708 eruption, which had an impact on the neighborhood and was even mentioned in papers from as far away as Europe. Lahars/mudslides. The loose volcanic debris and steep slope from Mount Fuji make it particularly vulnerable to lahars. Lahars have historically devastated in the nearby areas and claimed many lives. For instance, the Mount Fuji eruption in 1707 to 1708 set off lahars that resulted in floods and the destruction of houses in the nearby village of Gotemba. Earthquakes. Volcanic activity can also trigger earthquakes, which can cause damage to buildings and infrastructure. Concerns about the possibility of volcanic activity were raised in 2011 by the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, which originated from a fault zone of the east coast of Japan. The earthquake and tsunami also triggered tremors in the Mount Fuji region. Although Mount Fuji volcanic eruptions do not directly cause tsunamis, the area is close to the Pacific Ocean and is therefore vulnerable to tsunamis brought on by earthquakes or other ocean-related occurrences. The last eruption of Mount Fuji occurred in 1707, the same year when a tsunami hit the Japanese coast and killed many people. Physical metrics. Climate. The region around Mount Fuji experiences cold, humid summers and chilly winters. Depending on the elevation and season, the mountain itself undergoes wide fluctuations in temperature and weather. Geological context. Mount Fuji is a stratovolcano, which means that layers of lava and ash and other volcanic debris alternate beneath it. It is situated in the Pacific Ring of Fire's Fuji Volcanic Zone, a region well recognized for its seismic and volcanic activity. Chain associations. The Fuji Hakone Izu National Park, which also comprises a national number of nearby mountains, lakes, and hot springs, includes Mount Fuji as a component. In the Fuji volcanic zones, it is also close to a number of other volcanoes. Population density. The area around Mount Fuji is home to several cities and towns, including the city of Fujinomiya and the town of Gotemba. On the mountain itself, there are no permanent habitations, although the surrounding area are heavily populated and well liked by tourists. Eruption metrics that toll. While Mount Fuji has erupted several times throughout history, there has been no documented death associated with these eruptions. Acoustics. There is limited information available on the acoustic characteristics of historic eruptions of Mount Fuji. Volcanic Explosivity Index. The 1707 to 1708 eruption of Mount Fuji is estimated to have been a VEI 5 eruption, making it one of the largest eruptions in Japan's history. The importance of Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is incredibly valuable for its environmental importance. The volcano is home to several beautiful snow-capped peaks, and it is a favorite destination for hiking and camping. Mount Fuji is a very important part of Japanese culture. It has been a popular tourist destination for centuries, and it is often featured in Japanese movies and TV shows. It is one of the country's most famous landmarks, and it has been a source of pride for the people of Japan. Mount Fuji is a volcano that is still active. By studying its behavior, scientists can learn more about the way volcanoes work and how to predict when they will erupt. The Mount Fuji tourism industry is very important for the surrounding area, creating jobs and helping to grow the economy. Volcanoes are always dangerous, but Mount Fuji is especially so. We're constantly monitoring and trying to figure out ways to make sure people stay safe while still allowing tourists to visit. We also have to keep in mind the economic benefits of tourism as well as the needs of the people living near the volcano. Finally, we have to be careful not to damage the volcano's cultural heritage. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I hope that you could have learned about Mount Fuji.